Hello, it's Ryan Michael Reviews, and today we're talking about episode 206, season 2, episode 6, the 6th episode, season 2 of Hell's Kitchen. It's coming out July 17th. We're just coming off the elimination of Rachel. And yeah, it starts. People are sad about Rachel leaving. I think Rachel was great. I don't think she really deserved to go home that night over Maribel, but oh well. I know, Heather already felt the same way. Uh, Team challenge in the morning, 6:30 a.m. They get another one of those wake-ups, those early morning wake-ups. They got a megaphone and whatnot. They always do this. Why do they always do this? They do this so many times. They could do this once or twice a season, but it feels like they're doing this every second episode. It's every time. It's so often. I don't get it. But whatever. It loses its effect after like the first or second time. They get a shopping challenge. They had to make a full 3 entree thing with shopping for ingredients with a budget, which I always think is a fun challenge. These are always great. Honestly, they should do this more. They should be done at least or like once a season, you know. In the shopping thing, the red team is arguing a lot, which will be a theme of this episode. The best dish they all presented was Keith's pan-roasted ribeye. None of the other dishes were really that good. Everything else was like bland. Heather's crepe was soggy. The peppers on one was burnt. There was a shrimp tail on one. There's one that was bland and uninspiring. So everything one that was messy. So it's boring, messy, unappetizing. Everything. It's not that great. Somehow the blue team loses, despite having the only, delicious, as he called it, dish. Which I think is really weird. They're also really pissed. They have to do delivery day for their punishment. Red team gets a night with Ramsay. They go to 3 different Hollywood restaurants to eat at. As they're leaving, Garrett, flips them off. They chirp him, and he flips them off, and he gets really pissed at that. Ramsay gets pretty pissed. There's a funny moment with the narrator where it's like, yeah, Garrett's use of sign language left a bad mark with Ramsay, or something like that. But use of sign language, that made me laugh. I really like how they did the narrator. They're making the narrator funnier, and I really enjoy that because it had some really great moments so far. Service is a new menus. Every team create menus, and neither of them work together. No one on the red team feels like they're getting hurt out. Garrett's getting frustrated because he said a lobster Wellington and he got shut down and he was pissed about that. Neither teams are working that great together. Service, blue team goes off strong start. Keith on apps does very well to send out things first. Red team sends up Virginia sends up raw scallops, so that does not bode over well. They're getting a lot slower. Sushi also messed up by Virginia later on. The red team is incredibly slow. The blue team is getting their entrees. They get all the apps out, and then the delivery day punishment comes back. The thing with the delivery day punishment is that every time there's a horn, that means you gotta go. You gotta go. So the blue team has to go deliver some wine. And it's 150 boxes. That's so much. That's so much wine. In the middle of service, all their stuff's gonna burn. And they had to throw out all the dishes because they had to deliver 150 boxes of stuff. 3 of them in the middle of service. And, it slows them down, but they're still ahead. That's how bad the red team was, and that's how much better they were doing compared to the red team. Speaking of the red team, Sarah's turn to mess it up. She sends up really poorly sliced lamb. That's not great. But on the blue team, Garrett sends up some raw duck with the salad. He starts a fire, and then somehow they're still sending out entrees way faster than red team. The red team screws up fish and meat. Maribel's making mistakes. Virginia's making mistakes. Sarah's making mistakes. It was a really big mess on the red team. The blue team is doing really fast. They're doing very well for only 3 of them, plus the delivery service, plus I think like 2 ducks that went out raw with the salad with Garrett. They actually send out all their entrees and all their desserts. Like, I think, which is a first, which is really sad. Um, so they're get sent to help red team because they got like 11 tables left. Or, let me check. Was it 11 people or 11 tables? Oh wait, I totally forgot something. Sarah was so bad on lambs. She was sending up so many raw lambs. They had to take Jean-Philippe to take the lamb off the menu. That's ridiculous. Jean-Philippe had to go take a drink. He was so pissed. Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, 11 red tables still needed their entrees. So blue team was sent over to help that. And yeah, that was the end of service. Both team got out their entrees. One a lot faster than the others. Red team, unsurprisingly, loses. Blue did very well. Because they were so bad, all of them were nominated. There's no one that had a good service on the red team. Yeah, between all of them, Virginia made a lot of mistakes in no dishes. Sarah, terrible on meat, didn't work well together. Maribel was lazy, showed no drive, just kind of standing there the whole time. And out of all of those, he eliminated Maribel, which, yeah, I can see. I wouldn't argue about any of these. Anyone on the red team could have gone home. It would have been fine. Blue team was a lot better ever since getting Heather. Also, Garrett and Keith were pretty solid the whole time. Keith more so, but yeah. This blue team's pretty solid. So, yeah, Maribel gets eliminated, not doing much, no effort. Any of them could have gotten home. Ramsey just says he wants a leader, and Maribel was definitely not that, which I agree with. She didn't do a whole lot. So a whole team for elimination was eliminated. Or nominated. Maribel went home, who was nice, but not a whole lot. And then yeah, that's it. That'll do it for this episode. A good challenge. Nice. Then the menu thing's always fun. There's nothing here that stood out a ton. Yeah. So all in all, decent episode. Yeah.